Alright, hey guys, it's Jay here from jaysgolf.com, and I am going to compare the Sigma 17-70 2.8-4 to the Tamron 24-70 2.8 side by side. I did a different video, you may have seen that one in low light, darkness. This is in bright light, no clouds in the sky. So I'm going to compare the two again for sharpness and clarity, but this time I'm also going to explore the corners and things like that, because that's important with the lens. And quite honestly, I have to give Tamron some props where it's deserved. So on the right, you see the Sigma. On the left is a Tamron. All the specs are the same. I shot this in the shade, focusing right here on the highlighted branches, these three branches. So if I zoom in on those at 1:1, quite honestly, there's not a whole heck of a lot of difference. I want to say the Sigma, because it's right in the middle, is a bit sharper. Overall, I have to say Sigma in general is a very sharp, very sharp lens in the middle. Where you start to see some issues is when you, so I'll show it to you in a different photo. It's maybe not so pronounced here, but here's where you see some issues with these. Well, actually, maybe not. This is the Tamron. Now again, these are OS, Image Stabilized, handheld. So some of this could be my fault, but the fact that the corner here, the Sigma, is sharper than the Tamron is a good thing. One item I did notice was the water. The Sigma doesn't give you the water as clearly as the Tamron does over here. So I don't know. I think in this sort of scenario, it's kind of a toss-up. Honestly, I really don't know which one wins this one. The out of focus is a little bit hard to say because I was on my feet and I didn't center it just right. It wasn't like a tripod shot. So let me take you to a wide angle shot. And this wide angle shot is also handheld. Let's see. This one is the Tamron, and we will compare it, if I can do this right, to okay, there we go. I don't know why I have an issue with that. Now, you know what? I'm sorry. Wrong one. Okay, these are the handhelds. Yeah, you can tell, given the angle of the street. Okay, why am I having an issue with this? Okay, there we are. Okay, here's the handhelds. The other two are on a tripod. But either way, I'll show you those two. But my intention with these videos is mainly to show how the image stabilization works on the Sigma over here on the left. Sorry, I switched them up on you, and the Tamron is now on the right. So if I go, and where I focused is, I focus right on this balcony of this house. Now, I'm going to go 3:1, because at 1:1, honestly, at 1:1, if you really pixel peep this sucker, and hopefully the quality of the video allows you to do this, I'm liking I'm liking the Sigma better again in the middle. So if you go 3:1, all of a sudden you see a lot more. And again, this can be corrected with Lightroom software, Photoshop, Camera Raw, anything like that. But on the Tamron, I'm seeing much more chromatic aberration. I'm seeing some pinks in here, lavenders. If you look at the side of the chimney, this is nice and clean. This is a bit fuzzy, and there's some chromatic aberration on that. Um, Same with the leaves, a little bit. Not to my eye, it's not as pronounced. Let me go back to 1:1 real quick. So in the middle, the Sigma wins. But watch what happens when I go over to the corner. It's pretty clear. I don't even need to go. Sorry about that noise. I don't even need to go 3:1 on this one. You can see on the edges that the Tamron is definitely sharper across the frame, across the picture. So you have to go to roughly here, maybe this tree here. You have to go to about this house. So you have to go about to there on the Sigma to get the sharpness that you get with the Tamron. If you look at the left in the darks here, same thing. The Tamron is slightly sharper. You can kind of see. Uh, yeah, actually, it's not as pronounced to me on the left. Maybe that might be a lens calibration thing where it's a little more out of focus on the Sigma on the right than the left. That's kind of weird. Alright, let me see if I can bring up the two that were on the tripod just for, you know what, giggles. Alright, see if I did that right. Yes, I did. So the Sigma is back on the left and the Tamron is on the right. As you can see, the fact that these are dead even, they're on the tripod. In this case, the image stabilization is turned off, given that both lenses are on the tripod. Also, that both lenses in all of these tests were on a crop sensor Canon 70D. Okay, so you're pretty much going to see the same darn thing here in the center. The Sigma wins again. It's much sharper. If I zoom into 3:1, the chromatic aberration is the same. Honestly, with the I'm gonna actually explore this in 1 second. I just had a thought, but just to give you pixel peepers like me a look at the side here. At 3:1, it's clearly the Tamron wins on the side. So if you're looking for wide angle shots and you don't want to stitch them together in Photoshop, if you're using the Sigma like I do when I take a panorama or any sort of shot this wide, I will typically use a portrait style and take 3 shots, 3 to 4 depending on what I'm shooting, and I'll stitch them together. That way, in theory, I think this is the case, as I stitch each of these together, I'll find that the center of each will be stitched into the final product. So in theory, the whole thing across the board should be pretty darn sharp, as opposed to needing a wide angle where the whole frame is sharp. You can also see there's a little bit more of a vignette to the Sigma over the Tamron. They're both pretty vignetted, but again, that's correctable with software. I wanted to show real quick, I'll do this for both, okay? So here, if I can make this happen, properly. Okay. Alright. So, on the left, they're both the Sigma. On the left is the tripod, on the right is handheld. Now, let's, for fun, see about the sharpness. I have to say, and this is just what went through my mind a couple moments ago, the one on the left and the one on the right are pretty equal as far as sharpness. And again, the one on the left is the tripod. I had to zoom out to remind myself. And this is handheld. So the left, and this is 3:1. So if you go 1:1, just to see about sharpness, handheld with image stabilization on the right. Sorry, OS is on the right. I mean, that's pretty darn good. It's tripod quality. So let's do the same thing with the Tamron. Okay. Hello. Okay, let's see. Okay. Tripod again is on the left, handheld is on the right. So zooming in 1:1. Again, there's not a whole lot of difference, I don't think. Let's see, 3:1. As far as sharpness, I'm just concentrating on the sharpness of the photo. Handheld being on the right. Whoa, hello. Well, I guess the grass is pretty out of focus. Handheld on the right and the left on the tripod are virtually the same. So with quasi-untrained eye, on both the Sigma and the Tamron, the OS gives you at least 3 to 4 stops. So if this is 7.1, actually I don't think I was about this. I had a thought and I don't think it's gonna work. Yeah, they're both at 7.1, and all these are at the same specs. But that aside, to me, just by looking at it, it appears as though to the eye, the OS and tripod on both lenses is, or I should say the optical stabilization on both lenses gives you as much of a clear picture as if you had it on a tripod. There's what I'm trying to say. Spit it out. So I might be able to do one more screen flow like this for the Tamron before I have to ship it back. Hopefully tomorrow I can do a sunset scene and see how that shows up. But again, I just wanted to continue with the testing in the series, comparing the Sigma to the Tamron, and hope, again, like I said before, if you're considering either of the two lenses, I hope this little screen flow helped you make a decision. And until next time, happy shooting. Catch you later.